My plan is to become one of the cartel members, and it is what it is. So
ain't nobody gonna be intimidated by you. Like,
I didn't say. Did I say I was? Did I say I was the muscle? I didn't say all that.
Yeah, but they gotta respect you, and they gonna look at
I'm
you.
gonna be in the communications department in the cartel. All right.
No, my son's gonna be naked, bagging up.
Justin, you a trip, bro.
Guys, here we go. Episode 4, Sarutobi Sports Pod. Back on a consistent basis again. It's your boy, John. I'm here. I'm tired, but
you know the vibes. Anyhow.
we got Miles Ford over there at first base.
Batted ninth in the lineup, hitting 2 home runs. Yes, sir.
Hey. And then we got we need to clap it up for our Bleacher Report writer over here. You know, he made it to Bleacher Report. My man, JT. We'll use his actual name to give him some respect for the work he's doing.
Yeah, shout out to Justin, yo. Like, you really doing good things over there, man. Writing for the NFL, man. Yo, you're gonna be famous one day, kid.
Don't forget about us when you blow up.
I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. What's up, everybody? It's me, JT.
Man, that's funny. Well, I guess since we talking NFL and stuff, like, so Andrew Luck, he retired at 29 years old this week.
That was one of the worst transitions ever.
How you feel? Well, fuck you, John.
Oh my!
But
I was just trying to get right into it, but you know what?
No, let's go ahead.
Clearly, John needs a little more foreplay. Nah, you say what you.
Listen, I like to be fully warmed up. You know, you got to preheat the oven.
Yeah,
stick the turkey in. You dig?
Hey, who's sticking what and where? Oh no!
Oh god,
what's going on over here?
Massive.
Oh no, not this again.
But yeah, as you were saying, Andrew Luck retiring. What are you guys' thoughts? Initial thoughts? Like for me, initially I was like, it's actually at like a family thing, and I was like telling my cousins, they're like, "What? No, why?" And my whole thing was like, "Why?" Like, it's Andrew Luck. Everything just seemed like a given, and then initial reaction was like, "Come on, man! Like, what are you doing?" Especially because like it was so vague on the reasoning, and then after I'm like, I totally understand it, and I respect the decision. Like my initial reaction was just so much like, "What the fuck?" And then I'm like, I understand the injury history, like the consistently being hurt like that for so long, in that you're not really able to enjoy yourself. It's just rehab, play, get hurt, rehab, play, get hurt. Like where is the time to actually live your life and enjoy your life? And I really do think that Pat McAfee said it best. You know, the ex-teammate of him, where he was literally like, you know, this is a generational talent, you know, one of those supposed to be chosen quarterbacks or whatever. And it's like, you just wish you could have seen him play more, but understand the decision. Like now I do.
Yep. I mean, I remember exactly what I was doing. I was in my room watching the Jets preseason game, just kind of watching to just see like some of those backups that are, you know, those fringe players. And I get an update because I have the Adam Schefter like tweet alerts, and I see, yeah, Andrew Luck's retiring. And I'm like, whoa, what? So at first, my first thought was, wait, okay, maybe this is just a mistake, and maybe it's the Sports Talk Barry guy somehow. That's what my first thought was.
Trolling everyone.
Yep. And then I'm just looking, and the reports are being confirmed. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And then like even on the broadcast of the Jets broadcast, like they even talked about like, we just got breaking news, Andrew Luck's retiring, blah blah. And yeah, my initial reaction was that of, well, like, dang, like what could have caused this? Like I knew he was going, you know, suffering through that the calf and ankle injury, like going through that all preseason. But I was like, dang. And then like you actually see all the stuff coming out and like the reasoning, and then he does the press conference like, okay, I understand. I thought it was in poor taste by the Colts fans that were there that booed, they should be ashamed of themselves because
in their defense, though, they didn't really know why he retired. They just got news that he did.
But even still, like, what if, all right, it's not the case, but God forbid, what if the report was, all right, Andrew Luck's retiring because Andrew Luck has cancer, right? You're going to boo him without knowing the exact situation.
I also feel like the headline, because like even the headline I got from Bleacher Report, originally it was just like Andrew Luck's retiring. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, is this even real? And then the second thing was Andrew Luck's retiring, mentally worn down. And then when you hear that, your initial reaction is just like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, are you Ricky Williams right now, or is like there more at play?
I think that they just did a bad job with the headlines in general.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was very vague.
If they had explained the why to it, then people wouldn't have reacted as much as they did. So I was chilling in Jimmy Seafood in Baltimore when this news broke, and my first reaction is, "What the fuck?" That news broke. I'm like, "What the hell? You mean he's mentally down? Like he just came off the best season in his career. Like what do you mean that he's unable to play anymore?" Then when they got more deep into it and talk about his injuries, I mean, okay, it makes sense. He had separated ribs, lacerated kidneys.
Bro, he almost lost a kidney, man.
I have the list right here, right? In 6 years of playing, right? Only six. Torn cartilage in 2 ribs, partially torn abdomen, a lacerated kidney, which made him pee blood for a while, a torn labrum in his throwing shoulder, and at least 1 documented concussion, along with the calf and ankle injury that he had coming into this season.
He should have sued his offensive line for assault charges.
Well, and that's the thing, because I believe it was Warren Sharp on Twitter who like kind of mapped it out for everybody and saying like, yeah, the real culprit here, the person you should be angry at is not Andrew Luck. It should be Ryan Grigson, who was the coach GM from 2012 to 2016. That guy skimped. I mean, when you talk about bargain barrel players at offensive line, like there was 1 year he had a guy who was a former NCAA basketball player, came into the league as a tight end, who they changed to offensive line. Their offensive line was one of the cheapest in the league in 2015. And look what happens. That year, Andrew Luck gets hurt. I mean, is there a coincidence there? I think not.
Yeah.
And then,
I just felt like whenever you see him play, it's him making throws and getting hit, just making throws, getting hit like repeatedly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He has the video. I mean, the videos come out every year, or like him mic'd up and he gets walloped by a defensive lineman or a linebacker. And he pops right back up. It's like, all right, hey, good hit, big boy. Like,
yeah, I love the video.
But I'm happy that he left the game on his own terms. He didn't let the injuries end his career. He just took a step back and said, you know what? Before this gets any worse than it actually is, I'm going to cut my losses where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to what we were talking about with the fans, I feel like if the fans had some context, then them booing Andrew Luck at the middle of the game wouldn't even have been an issue, because I didn't have any context either, and I was upset. I think that the fans' initial reaction is, yo, this is one of the best players that we've ever seen. This is their franchise quarterback, and now they're just never going to get to see him play again.
I understand that. And, like, also, like, the timing, like, to announce it during the game, I didn't really get.
But see, and that's the thing, because he said in the press conference he wanted it to go down. He wanted to make a formal one on Sunday.
Yeah.
But and you kind of can't fault Adam Schefter, because that's his job. He gets information. He tweets it out. Like he's literally the best NFL insider we have, around. But that in itself, I'm like, all right, like, could they not have just said or told Adam Schefter this news and been like, yo, keep it under wraps until tomorrow? Yeah, you could have just said like, oh, Andrew Luck's going to call a press conference to determine future on the season or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm. Or just even a broken news later that night. I think that probably would have been the best course of action, because the press conference was coming the next day regardless.
Yeah.
And then we would have gotten a full explanation versus like when it broke. And you can tell it was rushed because the headline itself, it wasn't complete. It didn't make sense at first. And then we were left to speculate as to what was going on. So I didn't really like that.
I do agree with you. Like, it's so messed up, because it's like he just seems like a genuine good guy. And then that he's he really has given it all for that team, and it's like, to think that that joy was kind of taken away from him, especially when it's like, to make it to the NFL, like you really gotta love the game. You know what I mean? Like, unless you're just supremely talented and like gifted athletically, where you can be like, all right, I'll just casually go into the NFL because I'm just that good. Where it's like, you really gotta love the game, and for him to be like, what I've been going through is making me not love the game. And because of that, I know that I'm not going to be able to give it all to this team, even though I love this team, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's real difficult. And I love the support the players are showing him. Absolutely love it.
And I think it's interesting, like piggybacking off of that, I just saw
Gronk?
Yeah, I just saw Gronk
Yeah.
in his like I think he's going into like the cannabis business or something, like the CBD oil.
My TV was on mute when it was happening, but I saw the CB thing in the back. I'm like, yo, this is the most Gronk shit of all time.
Got to get the CT out somehow. But I mean, I think it's crazy because even Gronk said that he had lost the love of the game. Like he started tearing up. Like he said, yeah, he just got to a point where I didn't want to play anymore because I'm waking up every Monday and Tuesday feeling like I can't move. Like I got hit by 3 trucks, the previous day. I think a lot of people, a lot of these like fanatics, fans just don't understand it. They think that these players are invincible. They think they're not human beings like the rest of us. Yeah, they get paid millions of dollars, but I mean, you see the punishment they're taking. The average person cannot survive a hit from like a Vince Wilfork. They can't survive a Landon Collins, spear, when you're not looking. So they get paid millions of dollars because they can do stuff that we can't, but we also got to remember that they are also human as well.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want to take a Bobby Wagner tackle. I salute dudes like Gronkowski that played as long as they did and continue to take such a beating. And Gronkowski was another dude that really got hurt by injuries throughout his career with his elbow, and it's just messed up. You can't really. I think with Gronk though, I feel like he kind of was already on, I wouldn't say the downfall, but he was already missing so much time with injuries. Most people was already like,
his career was you could tell that was going to be cut short early.
Yep, exactly. And I think that's why a lot of people weren't really upset at it. But even with what he did, it's like he's still considered one of the best tight ends in NFL history.
Oh no, yeah, he's going to go down as easily top 3 in history. I mean, you think about like guys like Antonio Gates, Gonzalez. Like they had numbers because they lasted long, but I mean, Gronk was easily going to pass him if he stayed in the league like 3 or 4 more years.
Yep, that's all it is with Gronk. And I think just going back to what I was talking about with injuries, it's like, yo, after you continually taking those injuries, and it's like the Colts was just starting to get good, and they was even considered to be even a Super Bowl team this year. And the fact that like he left it on the table to him, like I give Andrew Luck a lot of credit.
Easily could have been pressured into playing this season. Very easily.
But what's really sickening though? The sports personalities that were chastising Luck.
Oh, did you see what Doug Gottlieb said, man?
Doug Gottlieb. And then even even Dan Dockich, which is surprising to me because I'm like, Dan Dockich, you do basketball stuff. Like, how are you even qualified to speak on the football matters? But I mean, Doug Gottlieb is just, how could you be that sick of a person?
I want to hear this.
Oh, you didn't see the tweet?
No.
Retiring because rehab got too hard is the most millennial thing ever.
Yes. I didn't realize that was him.
For one, you're not a NFL quarterback. You have no idea what this man has gone through. His body is literally a walking game of operation.
Like, has he even done what? Okay, let's see. Undrafted in the NBA draft.
Y'all pulling up.
He got the receipts.
What the fuck is the United States Basketball League?
Exactly.
And then played in Israel. But it's like,
this is like when back when not Stephen A. When
when they pulled up this shit.
He said, Skip, wasn't you average 3.1 points per game your senior year of high school?
That was Jalen Rose put that up on him, right?
Yeah, he said, did you play JV your junior year? Oh my god, that's just crazy. Oh man.
But now, like, this is someone who's probably never even had an injury that he had to rehab from. Like, that's insane. Like,
so you mean to tell me you're going to tell the guy that had a lacerated kidney and torn labrums and like cracked ribs? Oh yeah, just rehab it back.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
What?
Nonsense.
When it's the constant cycle, it's like the mental aspect of the game, like the mental aspect of life.
Absolute nonsense.
So like the mentality for like some of these guys is, all right, if you can walk, you should be able to play. So if he's hurting, right, and he goes out there to practice, the guys expect him to be, fine. Then he goes in the games, fans expect him to be fine, and he can't just say, "Oh, I'm hurt," because if you're able to walk and you're able to throw the football, you should be good. There's just a lot of pressure on that guy.
For sure.
So let me ask y'all, do you think that Luck will ever return to the NFL?
I don't know.
I think it's still too early to tell. I wouldn't be surprised. How about that? I wouldn't be surprised if he did. And I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't. But I mean, he really doesn't have to. He has a degree from Stanford in architecture.
I think they're giving him that. They're letting him keep that money too,
and they're letting him keep the 24 million, which people have been upset about. Like, oh, how come Andrew Luck gets to keep the 24 million and Megatron had to give the money back and Barry Sanders had to give the money back when he retired? And my thing is that's not an NFL thing. That's an organization thing. The Lions decided to have Megatron give that money back. That's on the Lions. That's not a Colts problem. Colts were like, hey, take your money and we don't care.
Yeah, like we appreciate all that you've done. You know?
You can't be mad at them for that.
Oh, speaking of surprises, when it happened, I was on Twitter and stuff, and I was seeing some of the conspiracies, like about Andy Luck retiring before the actual details came out, and they were like, because his dad is a commissioner of the XFL. If you guys don't know, that's Vince McMahon's bringing back like a football league, done through all the WWE team and all that shit like that. Apparently, his dad is a commissioner in the XFL, and they were like, because it was so abrupt, there was a lot of chatter apparently that was like, oh, he's going to retire and go join the XFL and basically give the XFL that like star that they need to like actually be substantial.
Imagine that you gonna retire from one physical league to go to another physical league with less regulations.
Less regulations, less exposure, and way less money. Yeah, absolutely not.
That was coming out it probably wouldn't have been way less money depending on how the situation turned out. They basically could have gave him all the money in the league and signed everyone else for scraps.
All the money all the money in the league still wouldn't equal the amount of money that he would make on the Colts.
I mean, Vince McMahon got money, bro.
He don't got that. He don't got NFL type money. No.
But yeah, no, it's really wild. But that's another thing that plays the headlines because that was happening like right at the beginning before details actually came out, But that would have been pretty wild if that were the case. And Kaz was right because I saw he tweeted about that and he was like, yeah, Vince McMahon pulled that shit out, he'd be the GOAT.
Yeah, man. I don't see it happening, but I mean, who knows? We've seen crazy things happen in sports, right?
For sure. All right, let's go into the next random NFL topic. Let's talk about Antonio Brown. We have not spoken about Antonio Brown on this podcast, and I feel like now it's definitely overdue, especially now that he just lost his appeal for his second grievance about this bullshit helmet. Like, bro, what? Never in my life.
Yo, have y'all seen Hard Knocks at all?
I have not watched it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, cool. So, if I'm about to ruin Hard Knocks for anybody, sorry. But it's just so funny because every episode there's like a little clip all the time. John Gruden be like, he's always like, yeah, it would be nice if Antonio Brown would be here right now. He makes it so light, it's kind of funny, but that John Gruden is like, yo, like he's really sweating. He's not even sweating, but he can tell like, yo, AB's really on some bullshit right now.
Bro, all them videos this like summer of him just training in them damn slippers, like all them shits out here being like, yo, man's about to come back and cook. He's really about to cook. He's waiting for Ben. Derek Carr is nice. Let's see what's gonna happen. And the man's is like, bro, I need my old helmet that doesn't protect me as well. Why? I don't know. But like, what? For him to be like, the NFL has new helmet standards for the safety of the game, but I refuse to wear that.
I think I'd be more upset at this if this was somebody that wasn't AB. I mean, probably like one of the best receivers ever. So I mean, as much as I want to like not give him the benefit of the doubt and say like, all right,
more upset if it was a nobody receiver doing this?
I would be way more upset because it's like, yo, AB, he proved himself. Who am I to be like, all right, AB, you need to stop complaining because the NFL is not allowing you to wear the helmet that you want to wear. Nah, I mean, like, yo, maybe it's a thing. I don't know.
All right, you wanted a debate. Here we go. You gonna sit here and tell me, first of all, this wouldn't even be a story if this was a nobody receiver, because a nobody receiver would have got cut trying to pull this shit.
All right, well, yeah, he might have got cut.
This is like baby wants his bottle. And we've seen him get a concussion in game and stay in the game. And for them to be like, okay, there's no helmet that can prevent concussions. But you know what? Wearing this newer one may be a bit safer than wearing the old shit that he was wearing that you then got all your fucking concussions in anyway. And then for him to be like, you know what? Nope, I don't do it. Nope. I mean, I got traded. I made all the fuss. I got traded. I got the contract on it. But guess what? not going to wear this helmet, so I'm not going to play, or I might just retire. I don't need football anyway.
All right, now him saying that he's going to retire, I think that's a little bit drastic, and I think I understand where the baby wonders bottle thing coming from. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, this is a helmet that he's been playing with for the past however many years, and I'm not saying that the NFL should let him, but I just saying I understand that, like, really where he's coming from. And I'm talking about, like, from a perspective that Antonio is probably one of the most accomplished receivers that we've seen, and is probably the best, if not like one of the top 3 receivers that I've ever seen play in my lifetime. So I think if he's filing a grievance against the NFL and wants to wear this helmet, it got to be for a good reason. All right, whatever you're saying is outdated, but if it's like that much of a distance for him, that's, I don't know. Maybe I have to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Reason.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I have to give him the benefit of the doubt.
So he's worth undermining the new safety that the NFL is trying to like implement.
Motherfuckers getting concussions anyway. Like, people gonna get hurt regardless.
But the whole idea is that the NFL is trying to make it safer, right?
Yeah.
So he's worth undermining that whole initiative.
I'm just saying, if he's putting himself at risk, that's on him. If he's like, yo, listen, like, I'm trying to wear this helmet regardless. Yo, if I gotta sign whatever I gotta sign, yo, okay, whatever. Then that's on him. That's not on that NFL. If he gets CTE in 30 years after that, well, you should have wore that new helmet. If not, then, that's why he would be in that position. But if this is the helmet that he's been wearing, I just don't see the point in not letting him wear the old helmet.
Okay, I can see what you're saying there. It's just frustrating for players so good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Be alienating themselves from the team, especially it's a new team. So they probably don't even fuck with you yet anyway.
Nah, I think they like him, but maybe they don't. I don't know. If JT, you saw the Hard Knocks episode when he came back and like everybody was like embracing him, but things happen a little differently when the camera starts showing. So I don't really know to what degree, but I just know that even though John Gruden he's gonna support AB. I know he's annoyed because he just wants him to play.
Yeah, I want him to play too.
Oh yeah, that's the bottom line. I think he should just play. I don't think that he should be making a severe deal over a helmet, but like I said, I have to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, whatever.
Got anything to add, JT?
I mean, he kind of hit it on the head. I mean, in terms of like the alienating himself from the team. I mean, yeah, in the Hard Knocks episodes when he came back, everybody was all like, "Hey, AB's back. Hey, what's up? What's up?" I mean, so I think, and there's probably
chance of winning with AB, so they gotta act like they cool, right?
But I feel like there's probably some players on the team that probably, if they were in AB's situation, would probably feel the exact same way. I mean, they don't have the star power to really make a big fuss like AB, because if that was the case, they'd be cut. Because you're not a generational talent like AB, but I can see where he's coming from, and I can see where the league's coming from. I mean, it's just a situation where you hope both sides can work it out, because it's really an annoyance at this point. Like I personally don't even like hearing like, oh, AB's filing another grievance. It's just annoying.
Dude, I just want to see. I just want football season to start so I can just see him cook people and not be in the AFC North. It just seems like this man is really doing his best to not play. Like, he's just going to be hoodie mellow and just release training videos all summer and then just not see the field.
I hope not. I want AB to really do his thing out there. I mean, it sucks that the Raiders, I don't think, are going to be that good
Derek
anyway.
Receiver.
But now, yeah, right, exactly. Now Derek Carr got that ace receiver, so now we really gonna see what's gonna happen with them.
Yeah. All right. Other NFL, you gonna recap?
Only the important thing was Lamar Miller out for the season for the Texans, which is going to be. I mean, they do have Duke Johnson, which is a nice backup to have, but they're going to need some depth at running back.
They got what's it called? They got the young dude. They still got Deontay Foreman, the young dude. I mean, well, whatever. He's a young dude. We don't really know what he's gonna be, but I mean, I don't know. I know that's one of the dudes that they're favorable on. I mean, outside of Duke Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Lamar Miller was like that great where it's like, oh, this is a catastrophic injury.
Yeah. But he was solid though.
No, he's a very nice complementary piece on the offensive side of the ball, but it's not like something where it's like, oh, they're expected to go to win the division, and now that he's out, they're not. I think they were always coming into the season. It was always either going to be between them and the Colts. And with Luck gone, it's theirs for the taking, unless Jacoby Brissett has a breakout year, which he could.
Yeah, he definitely has potential to. I feel like they're obviously not going to be as good, but I feel like they're going to be solid. And
They'll
it's
be
not
an,
NFL
they'll be an
anything.
8-8, 9-7 team. The Colts.
So
I
the
don't
Jets-
know. I don't know.
So the
They
Jets,
might. So the Jets.
So the Jets, yeah.
They might be if Jacoby Brissett actually, and that's the thing that the Colts keep saying is that he's taking a lot of snaps and he knows the offense. He's been on offense for a few years. I mean, we could only go off of like what he did in 2017, but I don't know. I guess we'll really see. I just know that I'm not touching any Colts players in fantasy. So
No, honestly, Ty
I'd still take Ty.
Ty probably
because we know Jacoby can throw, and he might just throw it to Ty every time. Be like, safety Mike. But you catch everything. So,
but the funny thing is with backup quarterbacks, a lot of times backup quarterbacks come in and they always throw to like the secondary or third dude for some reason. I don't know why.
they got comfortable with them when they was running in the twos.
Yeah, that's facts. Think about when Ryan Fitzpatrick came in at the beginning of last year and was wilding out. Mike Evans really wasn't getting run like that. It was really Deshaun Jackson that was getting like a lot of those catches and a lot of those touchdowns early on. But I guess we'll see though. I think Ty will probably he'll probably still do all right. I still not touching any Colts plays in fantasy.
Fair enough. Unless you got to pick someone up mid-season.
Right.